intent on destruction who are going to go around causing as much mayhem as they can. That seems to be playing out.
Yeah, these are not the protesters we saw during the daytime who were, utilizing their First Amendment rights.
Whoa.
Yeah, it did get out of control with the overpass on Spring Street, with the CHP vehicles, with the Waymo vehicles, like you said, over in Olvera Street area. But what we're seeing now these are anarchists. These are not law-abiding citizens. These are people that want to cause problems, and they've come into L.A. to do so.
Wow. And as you're saying that, we're watching somebody who was doing backwards donuts in that intersection, a man driving through without a shirt on with this minivan. Not sure what his intentions were or what's going on there, but this guy's taken off at a high rate of speed. And there's people out in the streets right now. We don't know if he was angry at the protesters or part of the protest. We just don't know. But there's so many people out walking around the streets, law enforcement officers, other people that are out there, and he's putting all of them at risk now with whatever he's doing here. This is just more craziness. He was doing those backwards donuts in that intersection. Seemingly, it looked to me like he was trying to target somebody. They were throwing things at his vehicle, and it looked as though he was trying to circle around and try to get somebody. I don't know, but what we're seeing now is he has slowed down. I'm not sure exactly where this is. If we could get our locator up from Air 7 just to see what exactly this guy's. It's Olvera Street. It kind of looked like Olvera Street. Well, he's driving around Olvera Street. He's got no shirt on. He's driving that minivan. It just stopped. I don't know if it ran into a bollard there or what, but it just stopped. And now he's backing up.
Mark, I don't know if you could hear me.
Go ahead.
LAPD is aware of this individual, but I'm not sure if they really know what to do. I was going to say he appeared to be trapped in that area with those blockades, and now he's flying down Main Street back to where that blockade is at an extremely high rate of speed, slamming on the brakes now. This is Cesar Chavez and Main Street, and there's so many people just out walking around right now. I don't know if he's going to slow down before he gets to this barricade. You see some people running. We're a little bit blocked right now because we can't see what's going on the other side of that building. So I'm not sure if this guy in the vehicle stopped or if he continued on. Zoom back in, left, Rob. I think that's him right there. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Not him.
No.
So we just kind of saw this out of the corner of our eye, and I'm not sure if this guy is agitated by the protesters or was with the protesters, but then we saw him doing these backwards donuts, and then other individuals started throwing rocks at this vehicle as he continued doing those donuts at high speeds. Now you see a crowd racing to the east, looks like maybe to the west. There he is now. Continuing to drive extremely erratically. I'm really worried that this person is going to drive so fast that he's going to run somebody over because there's just so many pedestrians running around, so many people with their phones out. This guy's already hit multiple things. You see the bumper damage almost hitting that vehicle head on, and people are continuing to throw rocks at him. This is Alameda and Cesar Chavez. I think that guy was trying to go up to the driver's door. More people throwing things at this vehicle. Again, we don't know the connection this vehicle has to this protest, if any, if he was just in the area and got upset, or if somebody may have hit the vehicle and that sparked him. But this appears to be an individual that is upset, is unstable, and is now driving at a high rate of speed around the Chinatown area and Olvera Street. We're going to continue to keep an eye on this one.
There he is right there. He has stopped. He has stopped occasionally. He was stopped by a bollard before. He ran into a barricade of some sort. And he's not out yet. He did open the door. There was a lot of front end damage to this minivan. We're going to watch this play out, but look at the speed. Even when he backs up, he's backing up fast. He's hitting the gas pedal hard. There are people out in front of him. Oh my God.
Oh no! I thought he was going to hit the motorcycle.
It looked like he was aiming for him.
Yeah. This person is clearly upset and just driving erratically, not in any sort of mental state. That's going to be a part of Union Station, and I'm not sure if we're able to get Air 7 on the other side of that, but we may. Okay, that's the vehicle right there.
I want to bring in
and around. Yep.
I want to bring in Bruce Thomas because you're watching this too, and this just, if things weren't bad enough.
This may be an enclosed area. This
Yeah,
may
you
be
know,
some
we've
kind of a.
seen, we've seen a
Oh,
lot of
those are the
pursuit.
railroad
This is
tracks.
not a pursuit. But
This
this
is
guy is definitely out of control beyond what normally you would think.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, he's putting a lot of people in danger here. We don't know his motive. All we know is that he's driving really fast. He appears at various times to have been aiming at people with this minivan. People have been throwing rocks and bricks and all kinds of things at him as he's gone through intersections. He was doing reverse donuts in an intersection and going very, very rapidly. He's going through these downtown streets now. It's kind of a maze, kind of a warren of streets, some of them one way, some of them very narrow. He's right by the railroad tracks here.
That's the tracks.
And it's frightening to see. It's just one of the many unsettling things we have been watching throughout this day and this evening when there have been protests of ICE raids.
Vignes and Botchet.
Vignes and Bochet down in downtown Los Angeles. This is kind of near I believe the men's central jail, the men's central jail down there that's used by LA County. And there he goes. Now, luckily, he's on a street. It's one of those back streets. It's small. And we don't know. We'll have to see if he's trying to make his way back toward the demonstrations to see what his motive may be.
Yeah, he's over by Catasaurus Plaza by Cesar Chavez. He's over in that complex there.
Mm-hmm. And
he's definitely out of control.
And as Gabe mentioned, the LAPD is aware of him. They know that he's doing this, and they're going to try to. I don't know if they're going to try to get him. Who's going to be available to do it? We talked about the resources that have been stretched so thin for the LAPD as they deal with the unrest that's happening in downtown LA. Who's available to chase this guy? I don't think anyone is, at least at the moment where we're seeing it. And do they want to? Do they want to chase him when he's running through these streets at such high rates of speed?
You know, for safety's sake, Mark, they definitely would want to be involved in this. The problem is, I don't think they have the resources right now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, again, if you're just joining us, Eyewitness News continuing our coverage of the demonstrations, the violence, the charges and countercharges by officials at the federal, state, and local level about the ICE raids and about the federal response, the local response, and what people are doing out in the streets. And in the middle of that, of our reporting of that, we are seeing this man behaving very erratically in this minivan. We're not sure if he's either targeting the protesters or if he's one of them, but it appears, at least, that he is in some way unhinged. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's driving this minivan at very high rates of speed. There's significant damage. There have been a few collisions with various inanimate objects. No people that we know of yet. No vehicles that we know of yet. But it's only, I think, by sheer luck that hasn't happened. As we see him now continuing, Gabe, can you give us an indication of what street he's on?
Yeah, Mark, this is Cesar Chavez. He appears to be northbound on Cesar Chavez on Gallardo Street. And, we've seen situations to almost purposefully hit other drivers, and that's the really scary part here. We are actually switching out helicopters, so you're going to see my picture in the helicopter that I'm in get a little further away, and we have our other Air 7 on the scene as well, trying to locate this vehicle, but it is definitely a scary situation for anybody that's in the downtown area right now.
Right, in addition to everything else that's happening, and just to recap, there were planned demonstrations this afternoon beginning at 2 o'clock at LA City Hall. There was another demonstration happening this afternoon and into the early part of the evening at the federal complex, the federal building in downtown Los Angeles, just a few blocks away from LA City Hall. Those demonstrations merged this afternoon into about 1,000 people and growing as the day wore on. And that came amid word, of course, that the National Guard troops that were activated and federalized by the Trump administration, by the president, or law, the LA from the chief warning, the AP adamant and pre-positioned so that they 38 minutes and tear gas equipped so those deteriorated by that he was targeting folks. We don't know. We do know that the crowd was very angry at him, judging by what we're seeing in response, all the projectiles being thrown at him. And then he took off. And he then went down the street. You see he's got no shirt on. He's throwing stuff out of the vehicle. Look at the speed with which he left that scene. Running, oh yeah, there he's coming out on the left. Is that, that's it. All right, do we know whether the guy is in there? Oh yeah, there he's coming out. What's he got in the back? He's looking into the back of that minivan. We don't know. If we have a location, at least we can put this out on our air. And if someone is going to try to, Savannah and First Street, in East First Street in downtown Los Angeles. Again, Savannah and East First Street in downtown LA. This is where that minivan driver has come to a stop. He's opened up the back and he's stepping away. Still, as far as we can tell, with no shirt on. There's no night sun here because there's no LA helicopter, LAPD or law enforcement helicopter to light up the scene or the vehicle, but he did walk across the street. I don't know in which direction he is walking because we can't really orient ourselves in the dark. He's getting into a second vehicle. Getting into another vehicle is what we're being told. Oh, there he is. Oh, there they are. Officers now responding. These are sheriff's deputies. They're putting him in custody right now. There he goes. That is the end of that escapade. We don't know if anyone got hurt. We lost track of him for a while. We don't know if anybody got hit. We don't know if he hurt anyone or whether he was actually trying to hurt someone. It certainly did look at one point that he was swerving toward somebody on a bicycle and trying to hit them, but he did not, that we saw. Bruce, this is just an amazing thing that's unfolding here, given everything else that's going on.
Yeah, for this guy to be driving like that is just dangerous beyond. I'm glad to see that the sheriffs have been requested and are responding to LAPD's request for help. My only question would be, what took so long? Clearly, LAPD was overmatched. And when you declare mutual aid, you get the bigger agency, LA County Sheriffs, which in the scheme of things, they are actually in charge of a civil unrest situation like this. So I would ask why it took so long. And the other thing I haven't seen are some of the other agencies in Southern California responding to this.
Yeah, we're not seeing. That's an excellent point. It would be good to know. It's hard to tell at night too, because you can't always see the vehicles or see insignia on patches or things like that would indicate that someone's there. Sheriff's deputies, of course, pretty easy to make out with the sheriff's insignia on the side of the car and their khaki uniforms. So they're pretty easy to spot. But as far as other police departments or police agencies, we don't know of any that are also helping in this response to the unrest in downtown LA. This is the minivan that guy was driving. They've cleared it. There's thus far, I think there was one other deputy who went through and saw that there was no one else inside the vehicle, but they're going to check it for other things, perhaps weapons, contraband, or anything else that would indicate danger or perhaps have a clue to what his motive was. So in addition to all the unrest, in addition to all the things that are happening, fires being set, officers being attacked, all of that, in addition to that, we had this guy driving erratically through downtown LA, putting a lot of people at risk, including police, demonstrators, everyone, bystanders, and he is now under arrest thanks to the LA County Sheriff's Department. The LAPD having its hands full dealing with what has been happening throughout the day and into the night. Some 10 arrests thus far. We know that number is going to go up.